All right, welcome. Hello. Let's see how this goes. Usually in the first few seconds of any live video I do, I usually have a nice face melting feature. So let's see if that takes place. No, the hallucinogens have not kicked in, but it makes for an interesting, if annoying effect all the same. Well, hello everybody. I know I'll have a couple guests coming up pretty soon, so I just wanted to say hello to when you do show up. As always, I'm Guy, and I just want to talk a little bit about some things that are coming up with Flix and Joystix. Well, first off, I'm feeling a little better. As you may know that I actually had some major crazy ear issues a couple weeks back, and it actually took me down. I wasn't feeling too good the last time I did a live video, but I'm definitely feeling better this time out, so I may make it, which is always a great thing. What I'm going to talk about this time are just a couple things. I'm going to talk about what's going on with the Flix and Joystix channel and what I'm doing now and where it's eventually going to go, because I try to change it up a little bit every time I hit like a milestone of 10 videos. I try to add a little something extra, change up a few things, graphics, the way I present myself, all that exciting stuff. So I've got a couple ideas and I wanted to go through that with you guys. As always, I've got a couple video ideas that I am working on right now. I have like a ton of things that I think would be really great to do, and that is ultimately my goal in just making some really, really cool, fun stuff. I don't want to always do what everyone else is doing. I want to kind of like get into some weird cult classics, some stuff you haven't thought about in years. Definitely hello, person that has joined us, another person that has joined me. But as I was saying, I was talking about channel updates and things that are coming in the near future. And what I'm going to be doing is, obviously, I'm working on new ideas all the time. Hi, Julie. How are you? But I'm working on some new ideas, and I'm trying to get more cult stuff. Oh, hey, John. How are you? And hello, Doombot. I have a whole party thing happening here, and I am so excited. So thank you guys for joining me. But obviously, as I said, I'm going to be doing some more cult stuff. I want to get like in some weird areas. I'm already finding some interesting videos that I'm going to review, and probably some weird stuff no one else is talking about right now. But I want to have fun with this and kind of forbidden zone. I don't know if my zone is that forbidden, but we'll find out. It might be. We'll see. Gatorade for what ails you. It's so humid here. Every day it rains. It's incredible how much it rains every single day. So it's wild. Every day I get to feel nice and soggy. It's awesome. But I've got a couple. I'm going to do some cult stuff, and I don't want to like spoil it. Crazy movie is You Like Oingo Boingo. Crazy movie. I'm not really sure if I catch that reference. I'm sure you will catch me up on the hips for that. But I also want to get into some non-review stuff. I've been doing a lot of review stuff. I've been doing a couple unboxing videos. What's strange is people really like unboxing videos. It's kind of crazy. I mean, I guess it's cool seeing something come out of the package for the first time. And I mean, certainly it's exciting for me. I'm just really surprised how much people like watching other random strangers unbox things. But hey, you know what? People like it. If it makes them happy, I'm all for it. So I don't have any unboxing videos planned for right now. I'm trying not to do it for like, oh, here's a box of Kleenex. Let's unbox it, or a box of salad. Doombot will catch that reference. But I do have something special planned for the fall, a cool unboxing. I want to make, if I do unboxing videos at all, I don't want it to be like just random things. I want it to be like something like really cool, and it's actually worth the time. So I'm definitely feeling up and excited. Lucas took the lid off. Oh, yes, you went there. But I it's like one of those things that's like, I just want to be excited with people when I'm doing it. You should have viewers send you random things to unbox. You know what? I would be totally down for that, because I would be completely surprised and my reaction would be genuine on that. So if anyone wants to send me random things, open this box. We have such pleasures to show you. No, I'm not going to open that box. That box doesn't lead to good times. So I want to get into more like non-review things, and I want to get into like short films and discussions about things like maybe from my childhood, or random pop culture things that have meaning to me. Just kind of make it fun, make it a little interesting, so you're not always coming for the same old thing. So I'm always, I'd be barbecuing my mind. Oh, classic Lucas and his one hit in 1990, what was it, 1995. Poor Lucas. But we did love that song, though, in our hooligan youth. But the whole thing is I just want to try to, like, every 10 videos, I want to reach a milestone, make something cool, different, so it doesn't always feel like the exact same stuff every single time. So in other news, I'm halfway through with my retro remix videos. I'm just kind of taking some of my original video content that I've done for other places, and I'm updating it. Sometimes I'm not happy with it. Other times it's everything from, I didn't like that edit. The syncing was off on videos, because when I first started editing, I really had no clue what I was doing. And I've gotten progressively better, and I have to work at it. But there's always like one little thing. I didn't like a cut. I lingered too long on this pause. I sure wish I had that image at that time. It's always something. I'm trying not to George Lucas all those old videos, but I look at them, and I think it's always funny that people, whenever they make videos, they always look back and it's like, what was I thinking? I could have done this, this, and this. And I'm trying not to get into a repetitive habit of just completely dismantling everything. I just want to, like, get these done, kind of share them, make them just a little better so they are different and a little bit unique. But then after I'm done with retro remix, I am done and I am moving on. So about halfway through, I think I have about 10 or 11 more to go. And I just kind of wanted to get all my video content in one place. So this is the best way to do it for me. Patreon support. That is something that I'm wanting to do down the line. Not that I just want to sit here and be like, give me money. I actually have reasons and wants for that. And I wanted to be totally transparent and explain why I'm eventually wanting to start a Patreon. And I don't think I'm going to start it just yet. I want to at least get to 50 videos, I think, just to kind of proof of concept that I'm actually making things. I think that's important for me to kind of prove that I'm actually making stuff and I'm not going anywhere. So, and that's one thing. But right now, what my intent for the Patreon thing is, I actually wrote a list, so that's why I'm kind of like staring over there. It's not that fascinating over there. But technical issues, better lighting, better camera. As I said, normally with a lot of these live videos, I'm behind the times on Patreon. I need to look at it, what it's about. Patreon is just basically, you just help people. Like, if you like someone's content, you just toss them a few shekels their way and say, hey, good job. And you get shout outs. And, don't worry about explaining it to me. I'll look into it. But yeah, it's just it's short. It's like, you're doing something nice for the channels, people you like, and, hey, thanks for making stuff. Here's a shiny hay penny or something. But, things that I'm trying to become better with Vegas 14. That's the editing program that I use. And obviously from when I started on Vegas 14, I sucked when I first started, and I've gotten progressively better, but there's still so much that I have to learn, because I feel like my stuff is very dry at times. I try to make it as interesting as possible, but I'd like to do like a little bit more dynamic stuff, so it's not constantly static and it's not just a head in front of a camera. So I want to get better with Vegas. And one of the camera issues I have, everything when I launch it badly syncs. So everything looks like a bad dub. And it takes me so much time moving the little sliders back and forth and trying to make sure my voice actually doesn't look like a badly dubbed foreign film. It's just time I'd rather spend actually doing cool things with the video instead of having to fix it, render it, do it all over again, and just it sucks. I hate it, and I'm just wanting more professional quality stuff. One of the other things I want to get is a teleprompter, because all my videos that I do are basically improv. They're completely off the top of my head, and I'll go through and I'll read lines. Hands with a voiceover or doing something with a voiceover like the Corn Dog 7 one. Oh, yeah. But I want to do some different angles. Right now, my camera is the one built into my laptop. So that's how technologically advanced I am. I have another camera, which I need to, there's something wrong with it. I think it's something as simple as the memory card, but I want to get that fixed. And I just want my videos to look better. I want to get a teleprompter because, like I said, everything I do is off the top of my head. It's all improv. I'll read a line that I think sounds great or is discussing the subject, and I'll be like, oh, I like this one better. I kind of want to get all the choppy cuts out so it's a smoother viewing experience. So it's not just me like the opening of Mr. Belvedere, which is something that is a great song, but not great for like a full video. So that is, shoot, I was going to hook up my VHS camera to my laptop to do reviews. That would actually be kind of cool, especially the way VHS camera, has that certain look to it. I still need to digitize all the old VHS tapes from back in the day. Obviously, I can't show everything because we were idiot children, but at the same time, I want to kind of share some fun highlights of that retro style. Oh, yes, very, very retro. But anyway, that's the whole Patreon thing. I just want to up the quality of my production and make my stuff more professional and polished and more dynamic. So that's that. I still have, God, like in my back closet over there, I actually have like this big white box, probably like 30, 40 tapes of us running around and acting like idiots in the 90s. And I need to do something with that because I'm always afraid that one day I'm going to try to put those, because I still have a VCR in storage, and I'm just afraid that I'm going to put one in and it's not going to work or eat itself, and then I'll be just traumatized. So I need to preserve all that stuff. Old Charmings episodes. Yes. I apparently could not live without episodes of the Charmings according to your narrative. All right. So, but no, I don't have any episodes of the Charmings. Let's see what else is going on. Oh, a couple other changes I'm going to do. I think I'm not really going to do much with my Facebook profile page anymore. Not on for this particular channel. I did transfer my greatest collection DVD, but there's no editing on it. Still, you get a good thing. You can do little bits and pieces on getting some good clips out of that, and then just kind of rendering it in film. I'm sure it looks better on DVD than it does, on the standard tapes. But I plan to be getting rid of Facebook, and I'll probably be doing it effective immediately. There are a couple of reasons I'm wanting to get rid of Facebook. If you keep up on the news at all, you know how invasive the whole concept, or just there's no privacy, there's no control over your privacy on that. I don't really care for that. I'm trying to change my social media presence. I want to be able to be the one to control where my content goes and not have Facebook decide to be helpful and do it for me. So I just want to make sure that I am hitting the right audience and the right people. And, I want to be able to share it on my terms, not have anyone do it for me. I feel like I'm a big boy and I can decide where that goes, and I don't need Facebook's help with that. And honestly, there just hasn't been that much of a reach or feedback or anything. John, I know you've been very supportive, and thank you. Appreciate that. Only stay on to keep up with friends. What would be a better social media platform? Honestly, I don't know. I like Instagram. It's pretty pictures. You can't usually get pissed off at pretty pictures in Instagram, although people try. I like Vero. I know a lot of people are about it, but I think it's a nice enough experience on social media. Twitter, I'll do it, but I don't particularly. Yeah, I like Vero, and I like, just because I post like all the movies that I watch. It's just a nice little go back list that I can kind of keep track of what I'm watching these days. But that and Instagram, I think, are my two go-tos. Obviously, you can't get rid of Facebook because I have all my contacts there, and I might lose some contacts forever. If I could move them into a nice little place where I didn't have to deal with that, I'd dump the whole thing. But, as I said, I just don't think I want to pursue Facebook for this channel, and going forward, I'm just going to look for other options and avenues to share my content. And one of the other things I'm thinking about doing is I'm wanting to switch video channels. I kind of feel like Facebook, I'm not really reaching the audience that I want to. It's just, there's so many people, and there's so many channels doing similar to what I'm attempting to do. And I just kind of feel like I'm a single drop in an ocean sometimes. And I'd like to be able to connect with people. I'd like to be able to kind of find and invite new people and find an all new audience with that. So I'm going to be looking into new options to see. That's not to say that this particular channel is going to go away. I just think I'm going to focus elsewhere. Obviously, I'll make that information available as that comes into play. But I imagine that I'll probably start making that live around the beginning of the fall sometime. So it's not gone just yet, but I've got some ideas. So I'm thinking, make sure it's posted on Facebook. Oh yeah, I will make sure to let you know. So, but yeah, as I said, it'll be just like, I'll basically put everything here, over there, and all new content, and still doing just live chats like this because I like hanging out with people. It's kind of fun. So that's kind of where I am right now. Obviously, I just kind of want to step up my content, talk about different things other than just reviews, although I've got 2 planned that I think will be kind of fun. But, I'll let you see them. I don't want to spoil all the surprise for that. So general chat, what else has been going on with me? Well, I'm actually, before I started doing this show, like tonight, I have been working on the first couple chapters. It'd be great to get into a group video chat or something in the future. Skype's not bad for that. I've been using Skype to do video chats lately, and that actually seems to work out okay. And, no complaints. It's just kind of like you just sit there and hang out. I know there's a couple other ones, but, Skype seems like it's pretty efficient for all you need to do with it. I'd have to put on clothes. Yeah, that is a problem. Yeah, it's like, yeah, pants. What is that? Who even knows? But one of the things I was working on before I did tonight's show was I'm actually working on the first couple chapters of a book. We use Zoom a lot at school. Yeah, right there in the face. And now you can see my eyebrows and all their beauty. But no pants if cameras are right. I could be free as a bird. But I'm not. So watch out, censors. So I've been working on the first couple chapters of my book. It's kind of some personal subjects, a little bit of history, and some childhood subject. Freebird! But I've been working on some a history book, basically about pop culture, and it's pretty daunting for this being the Corsicana Sutra. Yes. Is this book illustrated? It will have photos. I've been getting some great archival photos, and then I'm going to put out as I get closer to publication and closer to getting chapters written, I'm going to put out a call to people if they can share any photos related to any of the subjects. So that's my goal. But I've gotten some great photos so far, but there's still a lot of photos to go. And I'm going to have fun with that, I think. It's just, I think some of the biggest challenges about doing a history book for the first attempt at writing a book it's been fun and interesting, but also kind of daunting because the subject matter is not, I have a few photos I picked up here and there. I'll share when you're ready. Okay, I will definitely keep that in mind, and thank you. But the subject matter that I'm covering right now is not really covered that well. And some of the biggest challenges are getting people, just finding them in the first place, and then getting people lined up for interviews or answering questions or trying to get all this information, because one of the biggest things that I'm struggling with is this hospital, what was the name of it? Was it this or was it this? Yes. Okay. Which is it? Yes. All right. Well, when was it torn down? 1983. No, it's 2000. which is it? Because it can't be both, and it can't be that broad of a time period. Certainly, you had to be remotely aware when this thing was torn down. So that has been absolutely crazy, and trying to research this thing when there's basically nothing on this stuff has been challenging. It's definitely been unique, and but I'm getting there. It's taken a lot of digging and a lot of prodding, but it's just finding the right person who remembers or knows or has this crucial bit of information, because you start getting into weird things like addresses and dates and people. Don't forget to ask the IOOF Grand Lodge. They might have some info about the early years of Corsicana. Well, I will definitely check. I'm talking to historical societies and looking up records online. I think what I'm going to have to do is just eventually go down there and track some of this stuff down in person. And I'm okay with that. I don't have an objection to that. It's something I'm going to have to prepare myself to do, I think, in the long run. So there is that. Originally, I wanted to see if maybe I could get the book out by this fall. That does not look like it's happening. Maybe if I can get all the information lined up, maybe I can get it out by spring. Don't hold me to it. I'm going to try, but I can't make any promises. A lot of life changes are going on right now, so we'll see how that goes. Self-published? Yeah, I think so. I think there's a lot of options. I do want to make a paperback version. I know everyone's all going about digital, but there's just something cool about having a book in your hands. And, I certainly want it to be available libraries and book signings and, just people to actually have a copy on their shelf. I think that is ultimately my goal, to have like an actual book and say, I made this, and, people think it's cool. Well, I hope they will. People I've been talking to about it so far, trying to get everything lined up, have been supportive and excited, and what a cool concept. So I hope it is. I hope it is for people, and it's not me just being a madman ranting about the good old days. Most times you can self-publish and have Amazon Prime. Really? Okay. Well, that is good to know. I will definitely keep that in mind. So other things have been going on. Of course, still doing a lot of movie watching right now. Again, just trying to broaden my horizon again. Also, the humidity. You walk out there, it's just like, and I hate making that noise. So a couple things. I've been watching a little bit of animation. Last couple of films I've been watching in terms of animation have been Transformers the movie. Doombot had never seen it, so wanted to show that off. I know Transformers is coming back in theaters next month, like right around the time of my birthday, but it's not coming here. So I was despondent and miserable about that. And I wanted to obviously show that off. I just like, after seeing that preview coming for first time in theaters, and I was like excited, and then I was like, oh, couldn't go and pre-order tickets for it. So, I had fun with that. It's just, there are a lot of plot discrepancies in that. They just do not address things like, where's Snarl? What happened to Blaster? Why are they running in the first place? What exactly is the reason? Where are they going to? What are they trying to do? It's great animation, and certainly, some interesting action scenes and great music, and it's fun and nostalgic, but do some of the elements hold up? No, and I don't think they ever did, but at the same time, it's also immensely entertaining, so it still does its job regardless. Got back into Akira again. Doombot hadn't seen that in a while, so no, actually, Doombot never saw that one either, so I'm having to remedy the great I've never seen this animation thing right now. And Akira is still great. There were the one mistake that I made with the DVD version, Blu-ray version that I got, is that I didn't realize it had the original dub. It has like a new dub that is the default for that, and it's not bad, because I think it explains in some ways a little bit more of the plot details that were a little bit more obtuse, but at the same time, you're so used to the other dub that it was just weird because now they're speaking all this new dialogue in different voices, and I just, it like threw me off. It wasn't bad, but it was distracting. And then I realized like halfway through the movie that they actually did have the original dub, but at that point you've gone too far, and it'd just be weird to kind of switch everything over, especially for someone watching the film for the first time. I was like, no, next time we'll just watch it again the next time. But God, I'd forgotten how long that movie was. Still great looking. It still holds up really, really well. And we picked up The Death of Superman, which I actually did a review for. Spoiler alert, I liked it. And I felt that they kept pretty true to the general overall tone of the comic series. But for those, I imagine a couple of you haven't seen it, so I'll just kind of leave it at that. But I felt it was good overall. They do make some modern changes, but I feel like ultimately you get the death of Superman. Spoiler alert, he did. Yes. They shouldn't have put that in the title if they didn't want to ruin that, but damn them. Other things we've been watching, Dog Soldiers. It was a werewolf movie that I hadn't heard of before, and it actually had Sean. No, I'm sorry. What is John Pertwee was the third Doctor, but Sean Pertwee was his son, so I was right. He was actually in this movie, and it was a really good werewolf movie. It's called Dog Soldiers, and it was almost like an Evil Dead of werewolf films, and I enjoyed the hell out of that. That was one of Doombot's recommendations, and I just thought it was really, really cool, and certainly recommended because they do a couple things you don't expect. Oh, you have seen Dog Soldiers? Okay, cool, yeah. I hadn't seen it until a couple weeks back, and then when I saw it, I was like, wow, this is really good. They didn't do anything stupid in it, which I was greatly appreciative of. There was another movie that was another Doombot recommendation, Blind Fury with Rutger Hauer. He was also in Blade Runner. This blind samurai kind of guy. And, it was funnier than I felt it should have been. It looked like they were having a great time with the movie. And, the typical lone badass, except he's blind and he's also awesome. So it's kind of irrelevant. And I figured they did pretty well with it. I enjoyed it. It was funny, a lot funnier than I thought it'd be. Some pretty impressive action scenes, and another one that I hadn't heard of, but definitely good for an 80s era action film. And then, of course, so we've been actually like a lot of the live action stuff. It's funny, I've been leaning more towards animation, and Doombot's been leaning more towards live action. And the other one she did was Seven Samurai, which is Kurosawa, and that's a great classic. 3 hours long, but it's so good because everything is so detailed and well done. Sounds better than Ghost Dog with Sleepy Eye Whitaker. Oh, poor Forrest Whitaker. You be nice to him. But yeah, Seven Samurai is just a classic. It's pretty much the start of the action film, and they have some great action scenes, and all the characters are likable and cool and really well thought out. And it's like you just get really invested in all the lives of both the samurai and the villagers, and they just Kurosawa is incredible. I've seen that, and I've seen Rashomon, which was another one back in the old film class days. But that's a handful of the films I've been watching lately, and some pretty good choices in there. So if you haven't had a chance to watch any of those, I definitely recommend those. There is another thing that I haven't seen, and I'm planning to kickstart it. I'd ask people about that movie, but which movie are you referring to, Doombot? But there's another movie that I think I'm going to go ahead and kickstart. Did you see Roller Gators? Oh God, yeah. You see Roller Gators, all right. That's the best way that you can describe that film. That never-ending noodling guitar riff that they play throughout the entirety of the film, and it never changes. It never varies in tempo. Nothing. It's the same noodling that they just kind of go through. And yeah, Roller Gator, that stupid thrift store rapping alligator puppet that nobody was impressed by. I certainly wasn't impressed by it when I saw it, so I can understand. Wow, a talking alligator. Okay. Yep, you really sold me on your award-winning performance, but see, you've gotten me off track because now I'm all traumatized by Roller Gator and its noodling soundtrack. But what I was talking about was there's a Kickstarter documentary coming out called The Last Blockbuster. I'm sure you've heard that, just recently all the blockbusters in Alaska closed down. I think there were 2 of them, which leaves literally Replicator. No, I haven't seen Replicator. I'll have to, I guess, add that to the list of many, many films. But The Last Blockbuster is about, well, The Last Blockbuster. It's kind of like The Last Starfighter or The Last Unicorn. But it's about the last blockbuster in Bend, Oregon. And they just recently launched that Kickstarter. And I got to admit, I have a soft spot for Blockbuster since a few of us in this chat worked there. And it was kind of fun. And, I certainly enjoy all the memories. And I've gotten like this weird, like, sentimental thing for video stores lately. So I was like, I kind of want to see what they have to say about the last Blockbuster video, the commercial chain video store that wiped out the majority of mom and pop video stores across the country is now on the verge of becoming extinct, except for this last one. I did hear that the owner has no plans. They remove immediate, but no plans to close. So that's kind of cool. I hope they stay weird and just keep rocking that thing and keep it alive. I think there's still benefit for video stores, certainly because they have titles that you can't get anywhere else. And Blu-ray and digital just don't. Yeah, but that's another subject for another time. Well, let's see. You guys have been chatting away over there. Replicator is filled in Irving. Wonder if they'll get Kurt Russell's jockstrap. Oh yeah. Because who was it? Russell Crowe? Was it Russell Crowe that they got over there? Yeah. Okay, so you answered your own question. There is a mom and pop video store in Anson. We pass by it when we come to Dallas. There's one in Vegas called Movies and Candy, and they're still hanging in there. And there was one in Gallup, New Mexico that I saw, and I think it was called like what was it called? It was called like Front Row Video or something like that. But it's on Route 66. It's the only one. And I was hesitant to go into it at first because at first I thought it was like an adult video store. It kind of has that adult video store look to it. So I was like, all right, let's see what they got. I was sure they were going to have like a curtain or, the whole store was going to be a giant curtain for porn. So it's just, that would have been kind of strange. Open one and call it, hey, down in front. I call it Laser Pointer, the video store, or texting in the movie theater, the video store. But yeah, the one in, you know what? It's going to drive me nuts. You'll have to bear with me. I'm going to talk regardless. But yeah, it was actually surprising that it was big. It was really big. And okay, good. I'm on my channel for that. But the store was really big and they had like a crap ton of titles. I was genuinely impressed. So, here it is. Front Row Seat. That was it. That was the one in Gallup, New Mexico. It was called Front Row Seat. There are a few in Lubbock that still use movies retired from video stores, and they have saloon doors in the back. Of course they do. And but are they more like a Hastings sort of thing? Are they like the pure video store experience, or just kind of they just simply sell used movies? But yeah, so I always find it cool when I see a video store out in the wild. It's like some weird museum of cool cinema history. And did you ever go to Premiere Video in Dallas, John? I don't know if you ever went to that. It was over there off of Mockingbird. I think that closed just last year, and that was such a shame because they literally had like tens of thousands of movies. It was like every conceivable genre imaginable. And I actually went there in 2016 and I saw it, and it's one of those, oh, cool. And it was kind of nice because it looked basically the same, even smelled the same, had that old musty video store scent to it. I mean, it had VHS and Blu-ray and DVD, and it was all still up to date. And, it was just such a neat experience to see, the video store. And unfortunately, tragically, it closed down. But I did get a few pictures of it because I just, sometimes I get these feelings like I have to just kind of record some of this old stuff because you never know when something will be gone. Who would have thought Toys R Us would be gone, a couple of months back, but, here we are. Well, that's kind of everything that I've been doing lately. Just, I haven't had much time to play video games lately. I've just been so wrapped up in other stuff. I'd like to kind of just sit down and not brain for a bit. I know there's a couple of cool titles coming up. Spider-Man for PlayStation 4, which I'm pretty excited about because it kind of reminds me of Spider-Man 2 for the GameCube, and that was such a great game. Yeah, I used videos from Hastings, which is closed here. Yeah, Hastings closed down last year, I think. Blockbuster and Hollywood Video. No clue where the porn came from. No, I did not have the chance to go. I wanted to go. But, yeah, so Spider-Man's coming out, which actually looks really good. And then I was so excited. They did a Smash Brothers Direct last week, and I did like a little video on it. But, they announced Simon Belmont from Castlevania, and I just about lost it. Doombot can verify that I freaked out and turned into 9 years old right on the couch. But I was so excited because it's he looked great, and it's got a lot of music in it. It's got 34 tracks from the Castlevania series, and I'm so excited because I love that series, and obviously Konami is not what it used to be, and just seeing that was kind of some cool feelings for me. So I'm excited when it comes out in December. I wasn't jazzed for yet another Smash Brothers presentation, especially since the majority of their E3 stuff was Smash Brothers everything, but they really kind of brought that home. That was the one thing I wanted to happen, and it happened. So definitely hyped. Well, I think that's kind of everything going on with me right now. As I said, I think I'm going to just change some social media. Obviously, those that are interested, I will certainly make the changes directly available to you, so you won't miss out on anything if you don't want to. And certainly I appreciate you guys coming out and hanging out with me. I definitely appreciate that. It's kind of hard doing live shows and you're basically talking to air because the first few minutes is when you eventually do come here, I'll be doing some stuff and things. But in the meantime, let me just ramble on. So, yeah, thank you. Hanging out with my family, having ourselves a party. Oh, Birdemic. Why didn't they have a soundtrack of that? What great crime took place that we didn't get a Birdemic soundtrack of hanging out with my family? Magnificent song. But anyway, so after you kind of made me sing the Birdemic song, again, just thank you for stopping by, joining me. We got some cool changes coming up. I hope you guys will like it. Definitely, I want to make this more dynamic, more fun. If you have any suggestions on things that you'd like me to do, subjects you'd like me to cover, just, drop me a line. I'm easy to find. Just, certainly, even if you just want to chat about it, I'm completely cool with that too. So you can just, we'll catch up. That's cool. I'm down for that. Anyway, thank you for those who spent the time with me. I genuinely appreciate anyone's support. That helps my little channel feel a little bit more cozy. And I will see you. You know how it goes. I do 5 pre-recorded videos, and then on the 6th one, I do a live video. So I will see you 5, 6 videos from now. All right, guys. Thanks a lot. I appreciate it. Have a good night.